This is a free sample of the book.
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
By Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com. Chapter 7. Professional designations are scams. Parents say, "Get those credentials. Employers want you to have them. You can never be too qualified." Reality says, designations and credentials do not help you get a job, but they can hurt your chances. In the ever-evolving landscape of the modern workforce, the pursuit of credentials and professional designations has become increasingly prevalent, with workers of all stripes seeking to bolster their resumes and enhance their marketability in an increasingly competitive job market. But beneath the surface lies a complex tapestry of truths and myths woven together by the intricate threads of societal expectations, economic realities, and personal aspirations. At its core, the concept of credentialism is predicated on the belief that acquiring industry-level credentials or professional designations can lead to greater opportunities for advancement and increased earning potential. It is a tempting promise of success and recognition, a badge of honor that distinguishes the truly dedicated from the merely competent. And yet, for many, the pursuit of credentials often leads to frustration and disillusionment as they come to realize that the value of these designations is not always commensurate with the effort required to obtain them. Take it from me as a great example, where 365 of the 33,000 days I have to live were pissed away chasing a credential I was told would help me get promoted and earn more money. In the financial advisor profession, the CFP, Certified Financial Planner designation, is considered the gold standard credential. It's awarded only after taking lots of classes and passing a very grueling cumulative exam. Many fail the exam. Oh, and also, you need to waste thousands of dollars all along the way through the classes and $500 on the exam. Then, if you pass, you get the honor of wasting more time and more money on continuing education that merely restates what you already learned. Finally, you get hit with an annual bill of $400 a year for the privilege of calling yourself a CFP. Does this help you get a better job, a promotion, or even a raise? No. At Fidelity, Transamerica, Merrill Lynch, and Charles Schwab, it exists only to keep workers occupied chasing a dream. The subject matter of the certification is definitely difficult, and you must be intelligent to get it. But the only reward is the designation, and that's part of the scam. You see, here's the deal. Financial services firms are not a meritocratic institution, nor do they want to promote anyone outside of nepotism. They tell you to get your CFP or CFA or any other credential to get promoted, but they tell you to do this because the subject material is difficult and most will fail. If you fail, they believe then that you will view yourself the same way they do, unqualified. Their faces were covered in shock when I showed them my certificate for passing the exam. It was a look that said, "Oh shit, this fucker actually passed it. What do we do now?" Despite all the effort and a year of sacrificing my social life to achieve this, and despite actually achieving it, I was awarded no promotion nor a pay raise. I did, however, see people less qualified than me get promoted, though, especially the pretty girls. They always got promoted by a guy. But Cairo, you might say, my field isn't like that. I have to have these credentials to even get an entry-level job. Sure, that's true. But that's also part of the scam. We've now been thrown into an education arms race because HR and hiring managers are too lazy to give candidates and the hiring process the attention it really needs. Why are we so fixated on credentials and designations? What drives us to invest countless hours and resources in pursuit of these elusive symbols of achievement? The modern job market, where employees increasingly rely on credentials as a proxy for competence and expertise. It helps them weed out resumes and their respective job seekers if they don't have the designations. Just like the evil satanic bachelor's required, master's preferred tidbit listed on the job posting for an entry-level job, it exists only because the person reviewing resumes is too lazy to read them. And not all credentials are created equal. While some industry-level certifications and designations may indeed lead to greater opportunities for advancement and increased earning potential, others may offer little more than a hollow promise of success. Indeed, many workers have found themselves investing significant time and resources in pursuit of credentials that ultimately fail to deliver on their promises. But even for those lucky few who do manage to attain industry-level credentials, the benefits are often fleeting and ephemeral. In many cases, employers fail to recognize the value of these designations, preferring instead to focus on more tangible measures of performance and competence. And even when employers do acknowledge the value of credentials, the rewards are often meager and insufficient to justify the time and effort invested in obtaining them. But perhaps the most insidious aspect of credentialism is the way in which it perpetuates inequality and perpetuates existing power structures within the workforce. By placing undue emphasis on credentials and designations, employers effectively erect barriers to entry for those who lack access to resources or opportunities for advancement. This makes it easier for them to get away with their nepotistic ways. The CPA, Certified Public Accountant, was once a ticket to upward mobility. Back in the 60s, anyone could try their hand at it, forking over only $200 and a month of their life to acquire it. Nowadays, you need to spend thousands of dollars on an accounting master's degree, sit for 3 exams, and work for an asshole firm to even have a hope of being blessed with the privilege of it. That is why there is a shortage of accountants and CPAs. The boomer generation effectively fucked it up by making all these requirements because they wanted to slam shut the doors on others that wanted to follow in their footsteps. If you think you're paying too much money to get your taxes done, you can thank a boomer. But there is another way around it. You may not become a CPA, but remember, the point of it originally was to make more money. The designation isn't worth having unless it comes with more money. Is there a way to still make more money without going through the same hell that the boomers created? Yes. You can become an enrolled agent with the IRS. The EA is a designation they award when you've passed their exam, which doesn't cost thousands and can be done in 6 months. The best thing about it is that this designation is federal, as opposed to the CPA, which is a state designation. So no boomer cocksucking employer can tell you that your credentials are not recognized if you move out of state. After getting the designation, you are qualified to do tax returns. You could approach any of the one-stop firms like H&R Block, Amscott, or Jackson Hewitt with this status and get work right away. After getting one tax season under your belt, you can then approach an independent accounting firm or CPA during the next tax season and ask if they have any extra clients they want to offload. CPAs and independent accountants are buried in work during tax season and often need to turn clients away. They don't like doing it, but there just isn't enough time in their day to get them all. They'd be more than happy to give some of those clients to you. That makes everyone happy. Within 1.5 years, you're doing the same work as a CPA and can charge the same wage, $50 an hour. I once described this career path to a client at Fidelity, and of course, they did their usual bitching of, "But that sounds hard." My first thought was, yes, that's why it pays well, because most people don't want to do it. But what's a lot harder is doing what most people think they need to do, which is sucking lots of boomer cock to get the credentials and qualifications they demand. And even harder is finding out you did it all for nothing because they still don't hire nor promote you. Do not, under any circumstances, pursue a designation or credential for your work unless you can get it in writing from your employer that holding this designation or credential will result in you being paid more money. Not promoted, because titles mean nothing if they are not accompanied by more money. Don't let them get away with just handing you a piece of paper saying, oh, we will promote you if you get this designation. You want it in writing that you will literally get paid more money because you have the designation. Accept nothing less. Thank you for listening to this free sample of the book
Your Parents Were Wrong, Debunking and Replacing Outdated Advice
by Cairo Copeland. Available on Amazon, Audible, and reinventideal.com.